Substack is more than just a newsletter platform to me. It's become a Swiss Army knife for my creative work. It's a place I can share what I want, how I want, without the pressure of performing for an algorithm or the tech overwhelm. I've been having such a blast freely creating my way there, so much so that I've shared all I've been creating in a recent masterclass for my friend Claire Venus. It's always fun to brainstorm ideas and get inspired by new ways to use a tool. So I thought I'd share what I'm up to with you. Because even though at its core Substack is an email marketing platform meets a blog, that's not how I've been using it. Let me show you the 5 ways I've been using Substack differently. The first way I've been using Substack differently is by using it as a way to curate my own magazine. First, this started off just as a digital magazine, a way to compile all of the articles that I had written within a month into another way for somebody to get to see it if they missed the other articles, or maybe they don't like to check in as frequently, but one recap type of email works best for them. So the first thing that I did was take every article that I had written within a month. In this month, it was 4 articles, nothing big or crazy. I pulled it over into Canva. I created my own cover using the templates they had there and some designs that felt good to me. And all I did was create a little editor's note, put some polls, use a snippet from the first couple sentences of each article, and have a button so that it can link them to read more and view the whole article. It was a fun way to compile everything, and honestly, it allowed me to see, oh, my work actually does compile into something and make sense. I really enjoyed it, and it's a medium that I've always loved. It's something that I was obsessed with as a kid and was really excited to get to play with it again. And it's evolved. It's always stayed with the amount of articles I've created in the last month, but eventually I added on more things, like sharing about the mini courses that I've created, like little ads in there. I've also added the notes that I've found interesting that I wanted to share from that past month. Eventually, after I created a handful of these, I realized that I wanted to leverage Canva's print feature and be able to physically hold this thing in my hand. And so that's what I did in February of 25. Just for me, I wanted to be able to print this out, be able to come back to this and see my work time and time again. And I can honestly say that there is no greater feeling than holding this digital work that we do in your hands. And it really sparked something for me, and I think it sparked something for other people in the Substack community as well. Sharing this idea has inspired a lot of people, and so I just think it's an amazing way to not add a ton of work to your load, but be able to expand the work that you're already creating and get fun and creative with your expression. And so I've continued to do this to the point that people started to ask, well, what about us? Could we have a version of it too? So in my most recent issue of the magazine, instead of just recapping the past month, I had taken the whole summer to just live and be and enjoy. And that meant that this issue was a lot bigger. So I offered it as a print-on-demand option, finding a way to integrate my work through Lulu so that my community could choose to go analog like me and print a copy of this, especially too if they didn't want to fully join the community, but they wanted to be able to see some of the articles that I had created. In the print-on-demand version, I not only give them a physical way to be able to consume what I've created digitally, but they also have the option to not join the community, but still get to read everything just from that section. So while it would make more sense financially for them to join the community, be able to be an active part of it and get everything digitally, if they just want to consume that season, they can do that too. And that's what I think is a beautiful thing about creating here on Substack, is it doesn't have to be one thing. You can take what you're doing and expand it into multiple different formats that feel good to you. And again, to be able to hold your work is otherworldly. The next way I've been using Substack a little differently is by turning my work into series. Not only do these series give me a way to collect my thoughts and ideas and bring them all together, but something that I did that was different with this series that I did was by the end of it, I turned it into a guide. I turned it into a product. I turned it into something which was another way for them to consume what I had already created. very similarly to the magazine. After I created this whole series filled with journal prompts and community, I then took the best of those prompts and I thought, how could I hold this? Again, just like the magazine. I turned them into these digital affirmation cards, and anybody within the community was then able to get these and create them for themselves. Just another way that I not only made my work have a bit more stickiness to it by creating it into a series that people could follow along with, and I could too, but then also by the end of it, that series turned into a product that can serve people time and time again, an evergreen version, if you will. Another way that I use Substack's features a little bit differently than others is that I do have a podcast, but it's not in the way that you think of podcasts. I originally come from a podcasting background. That's what brought me to Substack. And so my first articles started off with me recording what I had to say, taking that transcription and then cleaning it up so that people could read it too. In that act, I found myself become a stronger writer. And now I actually write first. But I still don't lose out on that recording because I know that people want to consume in so many different ways depending on where they're at any given point. And I want to give them the accessibility to do that. But not only that, I wanted to give them the ability to find me no matter where they are as well. And that's another beautiful piece about Substack. I can create my writing and it can be found through SEO and Google. But I can also give it a second life by simply reading what I wrote and checking on that podcast button so that that can be sent to the podcast feeds. That way, if anybody's searching on the podcast feeds for a topic that I speak about, they can actually find me there. It's another way that I can continue to build my community. It's a very low lift. I'm not creating this to create a podcast. I'm leveraging the ability of audio and podcasting just as we use writing and blogging. I'm looking at it as its own plain basic medium instead of this whole platform that we need to do and create separately for. And doing so has brought more people into my world. It's allowed new people to access and consume my work that I would have missed out on finding and supporting otherwise. Similarly, I use YouTube as a way to be able to support my Substack as well. While Substack does have a videos feature and you can even have those videos sent to your YouTube and integrate in that way, I found that my YouTube creations allow me to be found, allow me to meet new people, and allow those people to come join me on Substack. So I do keep the video element on YouTube and embed it into my Substack post. But it also gives another home for that YouTube video to live here on my Substack, again searchable through SEO. It's become this beautiful symbiotic relationship where my Substack can be found through YouTube and people can join me there, or vice versa. My Substack people can find my YouTube and allow my YouTube and watch hours to grow that way as well. So my Substack is more than just a Substack, so it's also a vehicle for the other creative expressions I have out in the online space. Similarly, I also use Substack as a way to share about the mini courses that I've created. It's like creating another creative storefront where my mini courses can be shared, found online, searched for, and connect with people. So while I do still have my website where all of my courses live, people can also find them simply by joining me here on Substack. One bonus way that I'm using Substack differently is actually by leveraging the notes feature as an archive for all of the amazing articles or pieces of my own articles that I've really enjoyed that I don't want to forget. I have compiled that into the magazine as well, which is a really fun feature because I can look back and see what were the quotes that inspired me during this time. But that's just another different way that I'm using the tool, not as an algorithm, not as a social platform, to help me archive storytelling that I really love. And this is just the beginning of how I plan on using Substack differently. Now that I've seen all that this tool can do, my future creations are always with this in mind of how can I use this Swiss Army knife in a different way. We plan to travel more as a family, and I want to journal and share that from a video and a written perspective. And so I plan on integrating that through the tools that Substack has to offer. Substack also has lives, which is a tool that I used to use a ton with Instagram, but now that I'm not on Instagram, I know that there's a space that this can hold within my creative expression. I'm not sure what that looks like yet, but it's definitely something that I'm thinking about leveraging. And that's what I love most about Substack, is how customizable it is. There's no one right way to use it. With your creativity as the filter and Substack as your tool, your curiosity and ideas can evolve freely. If you're feeling inspired by all you've seen, I hope this gives you the confidence to go try something new. If you do, please tell us about it in the comments. And if you're feeling motivated but don't know where to go from here, I created my idea generator bot and my growth bot exactly for this reason. Using my years of knowledge on Substack and the online space, I custom built these on-demand creative companions to help you get organized and deliver the right next step you could take, one action at a time, so you can create your way on Substack. Chatting with the idea generator bot will help you uncover new creative ideas, prompts, and themes specific to your expression, while the growth bot gives you intentional ways to connect those creations with new community members without feeling salesy or stuck in strategy mode. Together, they help you build momentum, find your rhythm, and turn your creative ideas into something sustainable, whether you're just starting out or ready to grow your Substack into something bigger. So if you're ready to bring more play and possibility into your creative process, I'd love to see you inside the Substack Starter Kit.